Hello, ARM family. Dan Dyer here. I'd like to just share some things. I love listening to Kingdom preachers, and one that I really miss is a guy by the name of Miles Monroe. He was just so loaded in the keys to the kingdom. And so today I'd like to share just a little bit about, and maybe in some of the up and coming snippets that we give here, just to minister's manna to encourage everybody. The Lord's called us to great success, according to Scripture. I mean, He hasn't called us to be losers. He's called us to be more than conquerors. In Joshua, the 6th chapter, He tells him multiple times, be courageous, be courageous, be courageous. But He also echoes a certain thing, and it's success, success. If you meditate upon my word, if you listen to what I say, and you get up and you tell others about it, you'll have great success. And I'll give you every place that the sole of your foot treads upon. And so I'm called to take territory for the King and His kingdom. And it's not just geographically, it's within the hearts and the minds of precious people. And so in speaking about keys of the kingdom, I want to speak about some keys. Now, Jesus is the only door. You're not earning, say, favor with God, right? He loves you perfectly. But there are keys to the kingdom. These are principles of success. And I just want to define, the Lord told Joshua, you're going to be very successful. You're going to have great success. Well, what is success? Success is you being who God created you to be, doing what God called you to do. I believe that everybody's supposed to be wealthy and everybody is supposed to be successful. And what is success again? It is you being who God created you to be. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. If you try and imitate or parrot somebody else, you'll always be second best. He broke the mold when He made you. And so there's something distinct that you and you alone can only carry. And so success, being who you're called to be, doing what you're called to do, and wealth. What's wealth? Wealth is having more than enough to do all that God's called you to do, having all sufficiency in all things for every good work. And so one of the keys to success I'd like to talk about today is purpose. Scripture says in Romans 8 that we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose. It doesn't say that all things are good. I've gone through a lot of rough things, and I can't say that all things were good. When I got born again, the birds sang, I saw new value in life, everything changed, but it didn't mean that everything that happened was going to be good from there on out. Like I say this, I met Jesus the day I got saved, and I met the devil right after that. And so, but God will work out all things for the good of those who love Him and are called according to purpose. Where the purpose of God for your life is recognized, the power of God flows. And so you are a who that does a what for a why. And so when I first got born again, I'm like, okay, what is my purpose? There's like a few questions that people ask. Everybody asks. We're born asking it. Who am I? Where do I come from? Where am I going? What is my purpose? The number one need is acceptance. The number one fear is rejection. And this is the whole of creation. All of humanity are trying to answer these questions. And Jesus is the only one that can answer that question of purpose for your life. And so when you discover purpose, the power of God flows. And so when I got born again, I'm like, okay, I met my Creator. I'm getting to know my Creator. Now, what is that unique factor? Who I know who I was created for, but what was I created for? And so I began to ask, well, am I called to be a preacher? Am I called to do this? Am I called to do that? And I kept asking Him, Lord, what do you want me to do? So that I can wake up to my purpose. Why am I here? Why am I sucking air and taking up space? And so I found out for the first few years, and I've got to continue to relive this as well. It's not like, oh, I learned that and I move on. No, it's cyclical in different seasons. But in one season of my life, I'm like, Lord, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And He was more concerned of what I was becoming than what I was doing. Because He knew that what I was doing was going to be an overflow of what I was becoming. And so some people can get hyper aggressive in doing things and lose track of who they are and what they're supposed to be. And so the first in discovering my purpose, it was really discovering my unique identity, how God created me, what He created me to be, not what He created me to do. And as I began to get solidified in my identity, then He began to give me things to do, because He knew that I was going to be an overflow of who I was. And so I just want to encourage you today. You were created for a purpose. You are like none other. God broke the mold when He created you. And one of the greatest quests, one of the greatest adventures is discovering who God created you to be from the foundation of the earth, and what He's created you to do. You know, that thing that you might even get paid to do what you would pay somebody to let you do. It's that gift and calling that God's placed in your life. So bless you today. Thank you so much for being with us.